$790 million. That is the estimated net worth of the richest Formula One driver who ever lived. Not a tech founder, not a hedge fund titan, a racing driver. And that raises a simple but powerful question. In 2026, in the middle of new regulations, billion-dollar team valuations, and the most commercially explosive era the sport has ever seen, how rich are the men actually driving these machines? Because we are not just talking about salaries, we are talking about performance bonuses, personal sponsorship empires, equity deals, Monaco real estate, private aviation, and watch collections worth more than most homes. Today we break down three things: what Formula One drivers are paid, what they are worth, and how they grow that money beyond the racetrack. And by the end, one number may completely change how you see this sport. Let us begin with base pay. No endorsements, no investments, just what teams transfer into a driver's account each year. According to multiple paddock estimates, Max Verstappen earns at least $70 million per year in base salary in 2026. His contract runs through 2028, and it includes performance bonuses on top of that figure. Lewis Hamilton, following his landmark move to Ferrari, earns roughly the same base amount, around $70 million annually. But this is where it becomes extraordinary. When Ferrari image rights, commercial bonuses, appearance fees, and partnership incentives are included, Hamilton's total annual compensation is believed to approach $100 million. That is not simply a salary, that is a business. Across a season that averages millions per race weekend, more than $270,000 per day, over $30,000 per hour even while sleeping. And here is the key financial detail. Driver salaries do not count toward Formula One's budget cap. Teams are limited to roughly $170 million in operational spending. They can pay their drivers virtually anything. That exemption has fueled explosive growth. Driver salaries have risen approximately 72% over the past 5 years. Behind Verstappen and Hamilton sit the next tier. Charles Leclerc earns around $34 million per year. George Russell also sits near $34 million after his major Mercedes extension. Lando Norris, the 2025 world champion, earns approximately $30 million in base salary. In 2025 alone, the top 10 drivers collectively earned an estimated $363 million in salaries and bonuses, and that figure continues to rise. The real wealth in Formula One is not built on track, it is built between races. Lewis Hamilton is the most commercially powerful driver on the current grid. Estimates suggest he earns roughly $20 million per year off track through fashion collaborations, lifestyle partnerships, entertainment projects, and sustainability investments. In 2025, he ranked 22nd among the highest paid athletes in the world. Not just in motorsport, in global sport. Max Verstappen takes a different approach. His off-track sponsorship income is estimated around $6 million annually. His brand strategy is more selective, fewer partnerships, tighter control. Two philosophies. Hamilton builds a global lifestyle empire. Verstappen builds concentrated capital through long-term contracts and carefully chosen deals. Then there is Fernando Alonso, more than 2 decades competing at the highest level. Multiple championship caliber contracts, a current salary still around $20 million per year. Longevity in Formula One is not sentimental, it is financial compounding. Each additional season strengthens brand equity, sponsorship leverage, and long-term capital growth. Have you noticed how many drivers live in Monaco? That is not just about yachts and harbor views. It is financial strategy. For someone earning $70 million annually, even a modest difference in taxation can mean tens of millions saved each year. Over time, that difference can fund entire property portfolios. Hamilton owns properties in multiple global cities, including London, New York, and Monaco. Verstappen has also invested in real estate as part of a broader wealth-building strategy. Then there are the watches. Inside the paddock, a $150,000 timepiece is not unusual. Rolex, Richard Mille, Patek Philippe. These are not simply accessories, they are brand signals. The watch reinforces the partnership reinforces the image reinforces the sponsorship value. And then there is aviation. With 24 races across 5 continents, private air travel becomes almost essential. Chartering aircraft for a full season can cost millions. But this lifestyle is not excess for its own sake. It sustains the brand. In Formula One, perception is capital. The jet, the penthouse, the watch. They are part of a carefully engineered narrative that keeps global attention locked in. Because net worth estimates differ depending on the publication and methodology used, ranking them precisely can be misleading. Instead, these are widely considered the 5 wealthiest active drivers on the 2026 grid. Lewis Hamilton. Estimated net worth approximately $450 million. Built on 3 pillars: elite racing contracts spanning nearly 2 decades, roughly $20 million per year in personal brand income, and diversification into fashion, entertainment, and sustainability ventures. He is not just a driver with sponsors, he is a global brand. Fernando Alonso. Estimated net worth between $260 and $395 million, depending on the source. More than 20 years of top-level contracts, strong commercial appeal, and long-term financial discipline have placed him among the wealthiest drivers of his generation. Max Verstappen. Estimated net worth around $250 to $260 million. Still under 30, with a contract running through 2028 and sustained dominance on track, his wealth trajectory is one of the fastest in modern sport. Charles Leclerc. Estimated net worth around $90 million. Backed by Ferrari's global platform and a powerful personal following, he is positioned for significant growth in the coming years. George Russell. Estimated net worth is between $50 and $70 million. His landmark Mercedes extension significantly increased his base salary, setting the stage for rapid financial acceleration over the next 5 years. The average Formula One team is now valued at $3.6 billion. Driver salaries have increased more than 72% in 5 years. The American market is expanding rapidly. Global viewership continues to grow. Sponsorship demand intensifies each season. Formula One is no longer just the fastest sport on Earth. It is one of the most powerful financial ecosystems in global athletics, and at the center of that ecosystem sit 20 drivers. Only 20 seats exist on the grid. That scarcity creates leverage. Leverage creates negotiating power. Negotiating power creates extraordinary wealth. So how rich are Formula One drivers in 2026? The top earn between $30 and $100 million per year. The wealthiest active driver sits around $450 million in total net worth, and several drivers under 30 are on trajectories that could double their fortunes within a decade. But perhaps the real question is this: if team valuations continue to climb, if salaries rise another 70% in the next 5 years, who becomes Formula One's first billionaire driver while still active? Let me know who you believe will dominate both on track and in net worth, and where are you watching from?